What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out a title called Void War. This is basically faster than light dressed up inside a Warhammer 40k coat. I'm not going to lie to you, this is effectively a really high quality faster than light mod, but if you ever wanted to play faster than light inside the Warhammer 40k Imperium, then this might be the game for you. Now, everything is obviously copyright distinguishable with this title, and so it's not actually in Warhammer 40k, but it borrows very, very heavily from the aesthetic and the themes of the game. And so if you're out there looking for a grimdark version of FTL, then this might be the game for you. This game is currently available on itch.io. You can check it out on over there. It's also got a placeholder page on Steam. I'll try to put both of those links down below in the description so that you can check it out, along with the links to my Discord and my Twitch stream, just in case you wanted to hang out live or check out any of the other fun links. But we're going to dive in and play for about 30 minutes today and see if it's something that you wanted to check out or otherwise pass on. I think the game is being sold for like $15 right now as like early access backers over on itch.io, and then at some point in the near future it's going to make the migration on over to Steam. As of right now, I only have one ship unlocked, so that's going to be the one that we're playing for the day. However, the game does boast a wide variety of commanders that you can play around with that I haven't unlocked just yet. It's got multiple difficulty levels, it's got different types of crew, it's also got A, B, and C variants of all of the cruisers and the ships that are currently available. You can see their lists right here. So it looks like there's going to be round about 20 some odd ships available for you to play through with regards to the depth of content here, which is that's pretty impressive for an early access pitch, in all honesty. But what you need to get down to here is you're not really going to see a whole lot of stuff. I played around with this for about an hour and a half. You're not going to see a whole lot of stuff that's entirely different from Faster Than Light. There is the occasional mechanical adjustment or something that's different, but largely this is kind of an aesthetic overhaul, a theme overhaul, and an atmosphere overhaul for a much beloved game. The God King has fallen and the Empire is in despair. Brother fights against brother as the ruinous cults sweep across the stars. The very fabric of reality trembles before the onslaught of demonic swarms. Deep within the Imperial core worlds, one final hope exists to rekindle the flames within the Vault of Souls. To the Empire, you are a blasphemer. To the cults, you are a heretic. You can trust no one. Let none stop you from bringing the renegades of this forsaken realm to their destined annihilation. So this is our ship. If you played Faster Than Light, this probably won't need much explanation, but if you've never played that title before, because it's pushing up on like 12 years old now, I think that game came out in like 2012, maybe 2013, let me give you a rough idea of what the game is. You have a cruiser. Your cruiser is trying to make it to the edge of the galaxy to kill a big bad. You have hull up here. If the hull goes down, you die. You have shields up on this side. Shields will eat bullets before they go to your hull. You have different rooms that do different things. So this one produces my oxygen. This one is my engines. It determines how well I dodge enemy attacks. This right here is the command throne. The command throne determines how frequently we can warp and how fast that charges up. This is our shields room. It keeps our shields up. If it goes down, we ain't got no shields, and that's bad. This right here is the boarding sarcophagus. This allows me to fire my crew members on over to other people's ships so that they can fight and attack on the deck of other ships. This is our weapons down here. If this goes down, we can't trigger any of our weapons and make them useful. And then we've also got our jamming station over here. This blinds the enemy and makes it so that they can't see what's inside of our ship, so they don't really know where to target. For the moment, I'm going to assign my crew to be on my shields and also to be on my engines, because I find those to be the most effective way to play. I've got about a gigazillion hours in Faster Than Light over the last decade or so. Should be easy enough to play this one exactly the same way. You can open doors. You can also like shift oxygen around. You can vent out areas like that right there to put out fires or get rid of corrosive gas or acid, or suck enemies out the airlock if you want. However, be forewarned, it's going to take time for oxygen to filter back on in there, so people can't occupy this room until the oxygen situation has been fixed. We have our character Kravma. We've got Cassie and we've got Junov. Kravma is a little bit special. He's a psyker. He's got special abilities that allow him to teleport around the ship, or he can mind bolt the enemy on their ship, or he can like summon all kinds of weird things to happen. He's basically a wizard, all right? That's all you need to know about him. That's going to be one change that they've made to the overall mechanics of the title. On top of that, each of your characters also have equipment slots. That's another thing that's different from FTL, where each of your Imperial Marines can have themselves armor, they can have guns and bolters and things like that, and then they can also have a tool that allows them as a consumable to do something special like repair a room faster or put out a fire faster or something like that. That has been so far, without unlocking ships, most of the mechanical differeces that I've seen. But let's get out here into the galaxy and let's cause some problems, because we need to kill some enemies, get some XP, and upgrade our ship before too long. So off, and away we go. A Death Cult vessel drifts into sensor range. The ship shows signs of damage, but it does not seem to have diminished their belligerence. All right, let's go ahead and pause the game up because I need to move things around when it comes to my power allocation. You can move power systems around. This is how much power you have over on this side. You assign it to various systems. It will make them more effective or give you additive bonuses that are better. So as an example, if we put power into our guns, we can power more guns. If we put more power into shields, we get more shield pips, but you need to unlock that stuff with the scrap that you're going to mine out of enemy hulls in order to get there. For right now, we've got a bolt cannon. It has a chance to cause a hull breach, and then we've got a storm cannon over here. Hopefully this guy's not whipping around anything too gnarly or deadly. It looks like he's got a beam weapon, maybe. I think that's what that is right there. So I don't think he'll be able to get through our shields, but time will tell. We're going to wait for our storm cannon to go up. We're going to fire on their shields. If we get their shields down, shields are down. We're going to follow that up with a breach shot right there. Breach shot is a hit, and it looks like they're all burning to death inside that room right there, which is really, really good for us. I'll take it. Keep firing at them. There we go. And if the fire spreads, we're going to be in really good shape here, but I think we should probably just finish them off. The enemy crew has been annihilated, and now we get our rewards. We got 43 scrap metal. The first thing that I always like to upgrade with my ship is always shields. I'm a sloppy sucker for upgrading shields. That leaves me with 28 left right there. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it. I can take one out of there to put 2 into shields, so now we have 2 shield pips. I think that's better than the evasion that we were rocking previously, so I'll go ahead and take it. We can go to an Imperial Shrine if we wanted to, but the Imperial Shrine isn't really going to help us out right now. So let's continue going on through the galaxy to see what we can get done. An Imperial convoy comes into view, and as you approach, the ships within the convoy hastily engage their subspace drives, preparing to jump out, all except for one vessel which pivots to confront your ship. Fine by me. If I jump over there, I think I can get something out of that treasure chest, but I'm not like totally 100% sure about it because we're jammed right now, and it's not strawberry. It's actually something that I'm not a big fan of. It's some kind of like elderberry peach like, I don't know. It's some kind of conflux of those two flavors, and I'm not feeling it right now. Go ahead and fire all weapons on their shields. We missed, so unfortunately we got to wait for another salvo. We got nothing done right there, and now it's just a waiting game. Luckily, I don't think that they are able to penetrate our shields from where we're sitting right now. Go ahead and launch on them. Good shots right there, but it didn't knock the shields out entirely, but it is going to force their crew to come over here and take a look and see if they can repair this on up. I'm not a huge fan of boarding combat in games like FTL. I know there's like a place for it, but it's not my play style. In all honesty, I favor a very, very orky play style where I like to have lots of these multi-shot cannons lined up that all have like 3 shots apiece. And if I can get like 4 of those, that's heaven for me, because then you just get that barrage of macro cannons that and like explosions are going off. It's so satisfying, dude. It's so satisfying. I do think it's a good idea maybe that we send a boarding party over, since these guys are not really principally a massive threat to us right now. Weapons are up and running. Let's go ahead and fire on there so that they can't warp out. Okay, they can't warp out. They've been disabled. And now we need to fire everybody over to the other ship. Let's go ahead and we are going to load the crew, and then we're going to launch the assault sled over to here, I think. Assault crew is out, and they are in here. We're going to basically try to grab whatever this is. We should be better at fighting than they are, I think, because we are Imperial Marines after all. And we got the contents of the storage vault. Very nice. All right, recall my crew back. They're going to teleport. We're going to blast away. And I think we should be rock solid here. I actually don't know what happens if I kill off all their crew. Did they disable me with an ion cannon right there? How come that's not working? Let's see what happens if we board them and just like beat up their crew, because there's no fires or anything right now. So let's load these dudes and then we'll just launch into there. They have no crew. You search through the remains and get useful items. 43 scrap metal. Not bad. Recall everybody back home, please. Zoop. Can I fire again on it and get even more loot? It says in a searing blaze the enemy's vessel detonates, but it looks like we stripped it clean already. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna need... I really like to focus on shields, and I like to focus on engines early. That tends to be my favored tactic. Because for every unit of engines we have, our evasion goes up by 5%, and then we get another 5% for a guy that's on that right there. And so that should put us at a decent amount. And then if we can upgrade our power grid a little bit more, I think we'll be in really good shape for like going across the first map. Frankly, just play this game identically to the way that you would play Faster Than Light. There is an equipment dealer over here. We might want to go check on him and just kind of see what he's got for us. At the beginning of every zone, your guys heal. An Imperial convoy comes into view. Looks like another belligerent. Lovely. Let's fight. I don't really care about that, so Captain, go and work on the weapons so that they charge up faster. I would like the weapons to charge up much more quickly than they currently are. Once we figure out what we've got going on with the enemy shields, I will strongly consider... Ooh, okay. He's got fast shields. Alright, we're gonna have to launch all at once, unfortunately. There we go. Shields are down. I don't know what my breach points are looking like right now, but I'm thinking boarding is the way to go here because they've got a treasure chest as per usual, and I would like to have that treasure chest. Let's load the crew, and then we'll launch an assault sled, and we'll have it land inside of there because they've got nothing but husks anyways. Husks are basically servitors, so if we can beat up their servitors, I'm cool with it. Like, the more servitors I can murder, the better off this is going to go for me. You guys go into there, kill off that other husk. Kill him off as well. Don't let him repair the shields. The crew is down. We got a missile template, and we got 43 scrap metal, and then we've got another 52 scrap metal right there. Really nice pickup. That's some good stuff. Let's go ahead and recall everybody back to the ship. We don't really need to destroy this derelict because there's no use in it for us. I thought I picked up a missile template, but I guess that I didn't, so I don't see it in there right now. Let's just go ahead and upgrade things. I want another level of shields. In an ideal world, I would like to have my shields completely and totally filled up by the time we get out of the first zone. The downside to that being, our evasion will be quite poor, but having a lot of shields basically allows you to face roll and window lick your way through the first map in most games like this, so I'm not really too stressed about it. You go ahead and get back on the command throne. It's really just a futuristic hyperspace toilet with a Giger aesthetic. That's all that it is. He sits on it all day long. How his ass is dealing with the hemorrhoids, I'm not really entirely sure. But he's figuring it out somehow. I mean, he walks a little funny. Like, I'm guessing there's definitely, like, a Preparation H type situation that they could resolve there. You arrive in system and immediately find yourself in the middle of a massive Corsair fleet action. They are performing a raid on an Imperial starship manufacturing complex, and you are caught in the middle of it. Several Imperial ships have emerged from the complex ready to fight off the fleet. You only have a few moments before someone notices you. Well, I'm an Imperial loyalist, so we're going to attack the Corsairs. Oh, never mind, I attacked the Imperials. Am I a heretic now? I think this might mean that I'm a heretic now. I think it's official. I'm now heretical. Guns are ready to go. Let's get them weapons stripped. I'm not really too worried about all the rest of it. There's no treasure chest on there. I think I could... Oh, they've got better recruits. Okay. Yep, just keep those weapons knocked out. I want them nice and disabled this entire time. I want them to sit there with nothing but their pud in their hands. Hey, 2 hits right there, so that's nice. And after a while of sitting here going through the routine of just blasting their guns and keeping them nice and disabled, we should have ourselves a victory. Down they go. Another ship gets 8. Num 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 num. 32 scrap metal isn't all that great. The battle continues all around you, and you are now taking fire from an Imperial starship. Okay. He's only got 1 shield still, so I'm not that worried about that. Let's go ahead and knock out them shieldy boys over there, though. What's he got? What did he just fire at me? Is it something that I can mitigate? It looks like something that I can mitigate. There we go. Knock out them shields a little bit. Give their crew something to fool around with. Hey, and we've got a hull breach they've got to fix right there. Now would be the time for Pain and Terror, so let's get in here. Pain, Terror, load up. I believe in both of you. Let's load the crew, and we're going to launch an assault breach over here. Go ahead and murder their crew to the best of your ability. And if you can get another one right there, that'd be fantastic. Chase him around, kill him inside the command module. You can follow him in there if you want, I guess. Alright, enemy crew's dead, so we got the 45 scrap metal. There's nothing of value left in the manufacturing complex. The raiders thoroughly plundered the manufacturing during your prolonged engagement with Imperial forces, so you move on. Okay, boys. Head on back to the ship. I mean, we managed to, like, bequeath a little chaos on the galaxy. Let's go to the space dock, and we'll kind of see what we've got over here. I do want to trade with you. I don't know what you have, but I'm excited to have it. A hull ripper. ×2 damage to systemless rooms, and it requires 2 power. I can probably get that booted. Yeah, let's take the hull ripper. I'll take a hull ripper. We can't really equip it just yet, but it gives us, like, that superiority of fire that I was craving. I'll take the boarding axe as well. And I'll take the siege axe too, because that gives me something to fool around with on these little guys over here. I haven't been sending him over to board. We'll give him that, which should make him pretty formidable in combat, and we'll give him that one right there too. And then I don't really have that much left to fool around with when it comes to scrap, but we're going to want to get this guy online. So our next couple upgrades are probably going to go to weapons so that I have 5 shots that I can put on the enemy when I want to. You can sell stuff here too by dragging and dropping, but the rest of this first sector I think should probably be a cakewalk. There's a destroyed transport vessel here. You're able to scavenge munitions from the wreck. Sick. I'll take it. We've got a shipyard over here. I don't think that we've taken any damage or that we have any major scuffs, so I think we'll be all right. You arrive in orbit around a barren desert moon. A preliminary scan of the moon's surface reveals a series of geometric tunnel structures clustered around the South Pole, likely the remnants of some long-lost civilization. We investigate, and we find 29 scrap metal from supply containers that were buried in the sand. I'll take it. That's exactly what I need. So let's upgrade our weapons a little bit, and then we'll move on to the next sector. I'll probably prioritize fighting enemies as much as possible here, because we haven't really soaked any damage, and we don't really have any problems just yet, although I keep getting dead nodes. An abandoned shipyard floats into view. It appears to be a safe place to rest. I'm going to go ahead and make a servitor. And so now that I have a servitor, I can put him on weapons. These guys are bad at fighting, though, so don't let them fight anybody. They're, like, terrible at it. They die basically instant. They die under harsh scrutiny and a well-constructed fart. That's pretty much... Oh, my God. We've got ourselves, like, a dead sector over here. I need money. Please. You re-enter real space near an Imperial expedition fleet. A couple of Imperial courier ships have broken away. One's carrying supplies, and the other one looks like it has a reinforced stasis container with a prisoner. You can attack one. I want the supplies. Give me the supplies. Supplies sound good. I need supplies very badly. No treasure chest on there. Are those husks? Those are just recruits? Dude, just board them. Whatever. Well, we don't even need to deal with this right now. Let's go board the dorks. We've got this. Load them. And then we'll board in from right here. I don't even know if I want to bother firing. After we've got those weapons now, like, I should be able to kick the ass fat off of them pretty easily. And so, like, we got a Duraplate armor. It's not bad. It's not what I was hoping for, though. I'm gonna sink it just in the off chance that I get some extra scrap, because the Duraplate was not what I was going for. It's not really what I desired. Anything? Nope. Nothing. Alright, well at least we can put the Duraplate on one of our boarding parties, so that's fine. Put that on him and it'll increase his HP pretty considerably, and they heal up for a percentage every single time we go to a new zone, so that'll also increase their healing efficiency. These guys have something though, and I want it. Do they just have husks? They just have husks. Alright, let's just board them real quick. We'll launch the crew in to disable the engines, I guess. They should come down here to fight us anyways, so it shouldn't really be that big of a deal. Yep, just take out the husks. You go down there, grab whatever that is. A tactical shield, I guess. And then you go in there and finish him off. We can get a power claw and 12 scrap metal, or we can get a missile template for a heavy disruptor missile. We don't have a missile bay, though, so I guess I'll just take the tiny amount of scrap. The game is really not giving me scrap right now. I find it to be very, very depressing. I would like to have more scrap. I can think of very few things I would like than more scrap. Let's give the power claw to him in case he's got to fight anybody. Reduces enemy DPS by 1 and gives him plus 5 HP, so it's a tactical shield. And then we've got a power claw. Alright, sounds good. Everybody's back on board, right? It do appear that everyone is back on board, so let's keep on trucking through the galaxy. There's nothing I can afford to buy anyways. Exit subspace. An Imperial fuel convoy passes through, but jump drives out. It's probably a good idea. I haven't really established a great track record for Mercy thus far. You pass by a large number of cargo haulers loitering aimlessly. One of the haulers broadcasts a haranguing speech and is met by the wild cheers of the other hauler captains. I'm gonna steal from them. The haulers appear oblivious as you launch a series of assault sleds to raid the cargo hold. While most are empty, you end up recovering a fell axe. Okay, cool, man. Is the fell axe better than what this other guy has? It is. The enemies also have another way that this game is different, because I know people are going to be curious about that. Enemies have so they have this in FTL, but it's different in this game. So in FTL, you have races, and races are kind of like good at certain things. In this game, you also have races. There's demons, there's like angelics, there's imperials, there's pirates. But from what I've seen, it does give them bonuses, but racially, it also makes them weak to certain things. So you can get like angelic blades that give you a huge amount of DPS versus demons. Stuff like that. I don't remember if FTL had anything like that now that I think about it. So that might be another way that it differentiates. Like, FTL had the guys that are really good at repairing but have low HP, the guys that are, like, immune to fire, but they're slow and they're good at fighting. Like, it had, like, a bunch of stuff like that. Let's go to the Imperial Shrine Worlds, I guess, and we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into over here. You enter a sector containing a cluster of Imperial Shrine Worlds. The adherents of the Radiant Dogma are known for their near-fanatical devotion to the God King. They do not take kindly to outsiders. I mean, whatever. I don't really care about that. I got guns, son. An extremist group has infiltrated a local space colony as threatening to blow the fusion pylons responsible for maintaining the colony's orbit. Without the fusion pylons, the colony falls into the dwarf planet below, unleashing a tidal wave of nuclear fire that will sweep across 2/3 of the habitable landmass. Recent Imperial census data shows the population is 23.6 billion. Oof. Where was the Empire when the raiders came to slaughter our brothers and enslave our sons and daughters? When they arrive, sons and daughters. When our hydro fields dried up and our nutri-vats are empty. All the prayers have fallen on deaf ears. We have had enough. Violence won't solve anything? It didn't work. They're going to let it all burn. A flash of azure sears your vision as the fusion pylons ignite and you watch helplessly as the colony plunges into the planet below. Well, I just want to fight somebody. Can I fight somebody? There we go. That'll work. Do they have husks? What do they have? They have Imperial recruits, enforcers. Oh, so they're actually pretty good at fighting. These guys, we probably want to shoot it out with them. Alright, or at least soften them up a little bit before we get on in there, but let's start with the blasting, shall we? It doesn't look like they have a way to board me, I don't think. Oh, they're printing subhusks. Okay. That's a cool ability. So they print out little servitors? Alright, unload on them. Ooh, we missed our first salvo. That's kind of ugly and hurtful. Maybe I'll go for the shields first. Ugh, we keep missing our shots right when I don't want to miss our shots. Then again, I do have a brainless servitor, effectively robo-slave, specifically working on the weapons right now, which might be able to entail why we're doing so poorly at putting shots on target. Just vent every single weapon we have on anybody inside of that room. You may have noticed there's no med bay. That's kind of like another twist that this game has. I don't know if other ships have med bays, but there we go. Light as many fires as you can. Keep them occupied while we recharge. They're breaking off its attack run, and they're powering up their warp drives. Doesn't matter. Float off into the ether. Bye-bye. 51 scrap metal and some munitions. I'll definitely take that. Let's dive on in here. And we needed another weapon system upgrade, and we needed another power so that I could bring this all online. Oh no, I still don't have enough. Maybe disable the board. There we go. We'll have the hull ripper there. That'll work. We've got a lot of firepower now, so hopefully a lot of firepower. I mean, if there's one thing I know about Warhammer 40k as a setting, it's that you should probably just go with firepower. You approach an object and determine it to be a cult warship. It is on fire and there are survivors on board. I'm just gonna kill him. I feel like murder is our best course of action for right now. I clearly have the superior firepower, so just like unload on him, dude. Oh, they had a boarding pod too. All right. You want to step on out of there and help out with this? Thank you. I appreciate you, G. You go back inside of there and get us ready. Doesn't look like we took any concernable damage right there, or concerning damage. Man, this guy's slow. It says it dealt more damage to empty rooms, though, right? I should probably fire it at empty rooms then. Like, it said it'll do more damage if I, like, aim it over here. Yep, that did it. Probably could have, like, shortened that engagement pretty aggressively if I had just done that in the first place. Now what we need to do is let me get some backup power for our evasion. There we go. And now we're looking good. Now we're in a solid spot. I like our stats. I like where we're sitting right now. And I think the game is cool. I mean, the developers, I think it's Subset Games. Is that who made FTL? I think they said that they have no plans on making a sequel or getting back to FTL, and so to my eye, that means that it's an open field for anybody that wants to make one of these kinds of games. I do think this game is going to need a few more. I mean, I've played for about 2 hours now, and aside from the equipment and some of the weapons, I haven't seen a whole lot that diversifies it from the original FTL, other than, you know, just kind of the Warhammer 40k aesthetic it's got going on. And as a Warhammer 40k fan, that will do some heavy lifting, in my opinion. Like, I really like Warhammer 40k, so I'm kind of, like, cool with that arrangement. But watch out, man. James Workshop really likes to sue people. So, you know, if you're into FTL and you wanted a moderately expanded FTL version that still manages to stay very doggedly loyal to the original equation that the game put out there all those years ago when it first came out, this will not be a bad diversion. I haven't really seen any bugs or problems. All the artwork and whatnot seems to be reasonably well done. The theming and the atmosphere and the soundtrack all sound nice. The only thing I would say is, it's FTL. Don't expect it to be much more than just more FTL if that's what you're into. And so my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we are fooling around with Void War, which is really kind of like a conversion mod for FTL. If that sounds like it's worth $15 to you, go for it. if that does not sound worth it, you'll probably still be perfectly happy playing the original FTL, but I did find personally that the Warhammer 40k-esque skin that they gave it did do something for me aesthetically, because I never particularly enjoyed FTL's soundtrack or its art design or anything else like that. It's a good game, but those things, I like my stuff darker and more atmospheric and more sort of like nasty and grim, and so it adds considerable weight to the game for me personally. I will see you all later. Thanks for hanging out, and that's about all I got for you. Bye, folks.